So learning target 1.3 on your test was just being able to match correctly some vocabulary. Now, I will make some notations too if I'm going to use this idea for next year to do some changes on this test with Ms. Bader. So, but I'm trying to match up the correct thing here with the part over here. They won't necessarily match. It says if there's no word that matches the description right, no match. Angles that measure less than 90 degrees, I think in my head already it's an acute angle, so I'm looking for that, and that is A. Angles that measure 90 degrees, I know that's a right angle, so I look over here, and that is C. Now when it said angles that measure more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees, I believe on your original test, because I've edited this, it just said more than 90 degrees. So I'm going to cross this off. More than 90 degrees, there really is no match. But what I think that the author of the test actually meant to do was to add in that and less than 180 degrees. So I accepted on this test B for an obtuse angle. But really, if we don't have those other words, it should have been, it should have been no match. So if we add those other words in, however, and less than 180, then it is obtuse. Angles that have the same measurement, well, things that have the same measurement I say are congruent. So I look over here and congruent is E. Angles that make up a complementary pair of angles. There's nothing that we call those. I mean, they're complementary angles, it's a complementary pair, but it is actually, even though it doesn't have its specific name, if they're complementary, it means the sum of the angles is 90 degrees. Which means each individual angle has to measure less than 90 degrees. So it's perfectly acceptable to say acute angle here. But because we also don't have a specific name that's just used for a complementary pair in one of those angles, I also accepted no match in this particular instance. Now, angles that have sides of the same length, that really makes no sense whatsoever, because if you think of the technical definition of an angle is composed of two rays two non-collinear rays with a common endpoint. Well, if this is my vertex, the arrow here means this goes on into infinity. It doesn't have an actual length. So there really is, in this case, no match, and there's nothing else that I could accept here for an answer. Thank you.